My name is Dr. Adam Sawyers. I am a very below average, that's too loud, very below average powerlifter and an exceptionally good online strength coach. And this is my training whilst I rehabilitate from a bilateral quadriceps tendon rupture repair, which basically means both my quads exploded when I was squatting 285 kilos, and so they snapped off, and so now I have to rehab them. So this is my training as I do so. About 11 months post-op now, I last night squatted a massive 8 kilos for 5. I'll overlay the video of it because the gym was proper packed, so I couldn't do like full-on videos. So 8 kilos for 5, and then 90 kilos for 5. And then after that, I was like, oh, it's nearly 100 kilos, isn't it? So I did 100, just for one though. Like, I'm going to stick to my planned progression, not go too crazy. And I did split squats, 20 kilos for 8 reps on each side, which is big progress. So I think on the last session in here, when I was doing lower, I only squatted like 50 kilos. So, it's lovely progression. Now today, the plan is some bench. So the original split is supposed to be squats and bench on a Monday, but yesterday, essentially, I just had too much work to do because, so it's my own fault. On Sunday, it was my birthday, and so I did a bunch of client check-ins on Saturday, but then on Sunday, I still had more remaining to do. So I ended up, all my clients were happy, they knew about whatever, but on Monday, I ended up having to do more than I'd anticipated because not enough clients had checked in on the earlier day. Not blaming anyone, but so it meant that time-wise was a bit tight. So I didn't actually get finished working until about 7-ish. The gym closes at 8. So it was a choice of starting training here, then going to the gym, or just going straight to the gym and doing one of the sessions. And for me, why is this not syncing? Bluetooth is on, stance. For me, the squat session and quad work is way more important than benching. Even though I wish that wasn't the case, it absolutely is. So I decided to just do my bench session today. This here is the stance tracker, which I said about last week. Now, this will be my first time actually using it, so we'll see if this works. So input weight, 60 kilos. So this here is supposed to be a mobile app, but you can see I've got it on iPad. I don't know if you'll be able to see what I'll do. I'll move this, so hopefully this is in your view. Now, I think the start and record will be to take a video. It will be. Don't need a video of that. We'll just click start set. Keep stance in the foreground, switching apps, fine. Right then, let's see how this goes. So I normally have used the flex tracker. For velocity, did that even work? Stop set, analysing set. So what we got here, I'm going to show you it as I see it. So we've got set 1, 3 reps, RP doesn't count, speed, we don't have any data. Smoothness, we don't have any data. I'm thinking that this hasn't tracked it. Huh. Smoothness, nothing. Sticky point, nothing. Yeah, so I don't know. This here makes me think that this is connected. Yep, the device is connected. It's not showing up the bench for some reason. How strange. So this could very well be user error. I'm not ruling that out. But you'd think for a device, it shouldn't be complex. It should be simple enough to use. So like I say, I was using the Flex tracker before. However, I've lost the charger for it. So that's why I aren't using that. But what I wanted to do is compare the two, but I thought it's only fair to play with this for a little bit, get an idea for what this feels like first, before then using them side by side to compare. So this one at the minute stands. So it was 120 quid for a lifetime membership. The Flex one was about 400 or 500 quid, can't remember exactly. With this, their plan I think is to have a monthly fee. That's why I bought the lifetime membership. So I don't know. Let's try this one. Oh, here we go. We've got some data. Average speed 0.62 meters a second. There we go. Max speed 0.74. Cool. So that has worked now. So let's try it again this time. And maybe it just takes a minute or two. So we've got 100 kilos on the bar. Let's try start and record. See what that looks like. Will it work this way? Because the record feature of this is just going to be of my crotch, but for the sake of testing out the recording data, it'll do. So this is obviously still a warm-up. Stop. Let's allow access to my camera. Right then. So, average speed, 0.29 meters a second. So either I'm really, really slow and weak compared to what I used to be. So 100 at peak strength, I was getting close to 1 meter a second. So if it's dropped all the way to 0.29, that's a very, very big drop off. Max speed, 0.45 meters a second. And it gives you this smoothness percent. So the smoothness on this apparently 100%. I'll take that. Interesting. So let's see what the video looks like. So I've successfully recorded that wall, but it's not got the data on the video. So I guess that's helpful because if you've only got one device in the gym, that means that you can record your videos whilst you're training without having to lose access to that. So that is good. Now the plan for today is benching up to a top single. I can't remember what I did last week. I think I did 120 or 125. So ASC app this time. 1 by 1 at 120 to 130. Cool. Nice broad range. Let's go 130. So yeah, last night squatted 100 kilos for the first time. So to me, that feels like a real weight now. That feels like I'm actually training. So what I did say about getting a 600 total would be like a 300 deadlift, a 180 bench, and a 120 squat. I did not think it would be so quick to get my squat numbers back up because my bench and my deadlift are now further away than my squat is. Well, bench isn't, I suppose, but deadlift is. I think if I had to pull a deadlift max today, assuming it's like either gun to my head scenario or my foot's not giving me a lot of grief scenario, I think I could probably pull about 240. So, deadlift is 60 kilos off. Bench is probably about 15 kilos off. Squat is 20 kilos off. But there's the consequences of the squat. So today, my knees are not great. I'm very much feeling the consequences of my actions, which is fine. So yeah, yesterday was squat, today will be bench. Tomorrow will be lower body. I don't know whether I'll do quads and deadlifts or just lower body yet. I shall see how my knees feel. Anyway, let's have a look at this this next set. So we're going to go 130 for a nice single. So new sets, input weight 130. Says that the tracker is not active. Why is the tracker not active? There we go, tracker's active. Start set. So again, I'll put it there. Hopefully you can see that. Right. Oh. Stop set. So if I was using the flex one, I would have said that was about 0.33 meters a second. Which I realise sounds oddly specific, but I did use it for a very long time. This is telling me. So, well, I'm just going to show you this because it's going to look like I'm making it up. Right. Get this to focus. 0.34 meters a second. See what the smoothness is. Oh, 93%. It's not good, is it? Let's see where the sticking point is. 7% in the middle. Smoothness there. Interesting. So, got slightly worse in the third set, the smoothness. Speed there. Somehow it's faster than the 100. So that tracks. That's kind of what it felt like. So this, I believe, is going to track data over time. This is quite good to see. So that's a massive drop off from 60 to 100, but not much of a drop off to 130. So this is good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with that, because with the 100, and so when I didn't think the 60 was going to work, wasn't too pleased about that. And then when I did the 100 and it said it was 0.29, it just hadn't calibrated, I don't think. So that's fine. So I'm going to go 125 now for a triple. So anyway, with the numbers and stuff, I'm probably going to need to start training deadlift harder and bench especially. But given the broken foot, it's kind of like, it's an excuse, but it's also a reason, because I'm not like depressed or like, woe is me, I can't train it hard or whatever. It's more like, there are just some days where I just can't. It's just too sore. Whereas upper body now, there's not really any reason why I can't do bits. So yeah, we'll start looking towards hitting that 180 bench. So what I'll do is, we're going away in about 5 weeks or so. So I think that'll be enough time to wrap up the cut. Probably aim to be about 90 kilos then. 2 weeks, nice holiday. We'll probably do some training, but when on holiday, it depends. It doesn't just depend on if the hotel we go to has a gym. It's more so is there a gym that's like an outdoor gym so you can be in the sun as well? If there's not, then it'll be like training once or twice a week just to train. If there is, then like train every day. So we went to a hotel last year and it was an outdoor gym, so half was inside, half was outside. We got into the routine, get up, breakfast, train, go for food somewhere by the beach, rinse and repeat. Right then. 120. 125 even. New set. 125. Tick. So again, I don't know if you'll be able to see these, but I don't actually know what it looks like when you're doing the set. Right. That felt weirdly heavy. Let's see what we're saying here. So, 4 reps allegedly. I think I only did 3. Average speed 0.21. Max speed 0.26. Smoothness on this one 80%. It's interesting as well, the sticking point was slightly different on each rep, allegedly. Maybe I did do 4. I thought I only did 3. I'll watch this back later. So I would say that was like an RP 8. I think 2 more would have been solid. It felt much harder than I anticipated, to be honest. Next up, 5 sets of 3 at 120. So this isn't like anything special, obviously. What I'll be doing after this is going to the gym. I'll be doing a low incline dumbbell press, 1 or 2 sets of machine flies. I think that might be it. Possibly some curls, because you can never do too many curls, can you? And we'll be done. So I set that rest timer to 1:30. So it's it'll have to be a minute and a half, but just it's like a nice rest time, isn't it? Right. New set. 1, 2, 0. Start set. Maybe it's counting that bit as a rep. That was fine. Stop set. So 1 set done, 4 to go. So yeah, the plan with the bench. So we've got 5 weeks to a holiday. So we'll probably go 2.5 kilos a week now. So 32, 35, 37, 40, 42. So back above 3 plates. And that will mean my top triple will be 135, I think. Have the 2-week break, come back, have my top set probably around 140-ish, and then look to progress it from there. Food will be higher, so more calories, generally better training performance. And what I'm probably going to work towards when I get back will be some sets of 5 for a while. Work to push up my 5 rep max up to about 150, and then from there then look for a 3 rep max, push it up towards 165. Once that's done, then we'll push doubles up to 170, 172, maybe 175, and then we'll do a block of singles up to 180. That'll probably take till the end of the year, if I'm honest. And then deadlifts are kind of like play it by ear at the minute. So depending on the foot, that's the big thing. So last week I only actually did 1 deadlift session. 1 second. So last week, I only did 1 session, and in that 1 session of deadlifts, I only managed to get up to 140, just because of my foot and my knees were the problem, rather than the rest of me. So, like I say, I might just be a bit of a variable. I did sort of start thinking about pulling sumo. I was like, nah, don't need to do it. And I've rearranged all this to where I wouldn't be able to pull sumo now. So the matting in front there not sure if you can see it. It's real thin. It's just to cover the floor, so that all the dust from the concrete doesn't come up. Whereas here's the thick mats. So I'm not going to bother with the sumo deadlifts. And yeah, that's it. We'll keep pushing the behind the neck strict as an accessory. And at some point, we'll probably end up hitting 100 on that. Just because I think it's cool. So that set was a 99% smoothness, apparently, with an average speed of 0.35. I'm interested to look at the data at the end of the session. What I might have to do, because this is running an iPhone app on the iPad, you can't run a split screen on it. It just acts like an iPhone app, but bigger. So I'll have to use two devices, well, three, one to film, one for the stance, and one for flex, so that then I can compare the same data. And one thing I'll have to do is, I'll have to put both of them at the same place. So I'll have to put this right at the end of the bar where the flex is, so it's a more fair comparison, so they're both getting the same data point. But apart from when it said that 100 was 0.29, which it since has changed, seems pretty good. Another one done. How many is that? Set 7. So I've done 3 of these now. Only 2 to go. It's not too bad. So what I've been doing today, just finished off a couple more check-ins. Had a couple of client inquiries, so dealt with them. Made a bunch of posts for social media, got that scheduled. And then what I've gone through is I've started doing a bit of an audit of the business, looking at all the tasks. So looking at the tasks that need doing, the tasks that are getting done, the tasks that are not getting done, and then the tasks that are getting done that don't need doing, and the tasks that are getting done that do need doing that I don't need to do. So either can outsource them or automate them. I've been creating basically like a handbook to the whole business. So the idea is, if I was to disappear from the business, somebody else could pick up the handbook and be like, oh, this is how I do this, this, this. Now, obviously the exact specifics of the coaching, it'll take me a long time to write that down, but I more just mean like business ops. So like, for example, I've already got a lot of this stuff. So like client onboarding, it's very, very straightforward. It's all laid out. I know exactly what happens. But things like that. So managing accounts, managing ads, managing budgets, just having a standard operating procedure for everything, so that when I want to outsource stuff, it's like, here's the instructions for this bit, off you go. That's what I did when we had the gym. So there was like basically an instruction manual for our coaches, so they knew what they were supposed to be doing, instead of having to rely on my best memory of, oh yeah, this is how you do this thing. It's intentionally make it so it's there. It's just a standard operating procedure. Just like to have things sort of squared away. It also means when I'm working too, I pull up the SOP for whatever the thing is, and I run through that. If I change it, there has to be a reason for changing it. And if I do, then that needs to go in the SOP as either an exception or a new change. So that way it's a constantly reiterated process. So for example, like with client check-ins, there's no guesswork. There's no like, oh, I think I should do this. I know exactly what I need to do. It's like you open up this, and this. You look at this information first, then this information, then this information. You record the response to this. You record and it's just like, it's a flow chart for every client. It means it makes my workload more predictable. It means what the clients are going to get more predictable, and the whole business in general, in general, it just all gets more efficient. Right. Oh, I felt rushed. So if everything is optimized, it means I can give more attention to the actual input I'm giving to clients and not just attention to getting everything done. So there's efficient and there's effective. Things need to be effective first before you worry about making them efficient. So say you get a new coach and they decide it's going to be 15 minutes for a client check-in. That's efficient. But in those 15 minutes, if they say they're doing a video response, if they spend 13 minutes of it talking about the client's nutrition and 1 minute of it on the client's training and the client's powerlifter, that's not effective. Whereas when you first start out, it might take you an hour, 2 hours to do a client's check-in because you need to make sure it's effective. It might mean that you make a full video, it's 45 minutes, right? It's too much, you trim it down 30, it's too much, you trim it down. And that whole process could take you a long, long time to master the skills of what information have I got, what's the goal, what changes do I need to make. The whole process takes years of deliberate practice and deliberately trying to improve it to make it both effective and efficient. I think efficiency is earned through being effective first. So anyway, I'm at the point of where I'm trying to make the things more efficient, are already effective, which will then mean I can get more results for more people. So one part of this, for example, is I'm not very good at collecting testimonials. That's what I tell myself because I just never ask. Clients will send me them, which is awesome. I just forget to post them. So I need to make that process more efficient. And so what I've done is, on my to-do list, once a week, share a testimonial. Easy, because there's so many of them. That's not a problem. But unless that's on my to-do list, it's not going to get done. So the first step is making it efficient. So the process of getting a testimonial, right now it's just post a testimonial. That's the system. There's no system to that. So that's first effective. The next thing will be making that more efficient. So it'll be like, for example, schedule the next 6 weeks of testimonials, do them all in batch or whatever. That will be making that process more efficient. And so it's effective, efficient, effective, efficient, effective, efficient, and so on. Anyway, this is the last set. 1, 2, 0. Start set. I believe that that's 5 sets at that weight. So let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Got 5 sets of that weight. Interesting information. I'll do a video, like a more in-depth video at some point, covering velocity. So with the business stuff I was just talking about, there are a few bits and pieces that I'm looking to upgrade. So one huge thing for me is just marketing. I don't particularly like doing it, but it is what brings in the money. Obviously you need money to run a business. And the thing with online business versus brick and mortar in person is you don't de facto have authority as an online coach because your competition is everybody. Whereas when you're a physical location, your competition is other facilities in that vicinity. And where we were, there was no gym near us that offered anything like what we did, so we had no competition. And people knew about it so if you searched for gyms where we were, they would be like, the second ranked gym would have like 30 reviews on Google with an average of like 3.5 stars, whereas we had like 100 plus reviews all 5 stars. So then like it's just a dead simple thing of like, when you're looking at that, just as from the outside looking in, it just looks better. And then people already know if they want to go to a gym, it's a physical location they need. There isn't much choice. There's the best one and there's the everywhere else. Where are you going to go? So that's different to online coaching, because online coaching you have access to everybody. And it's not just about the service that you want, but it's the person, the coach you want. So I know the way I am, certainly my often sarcastic sense of humour on Instagram puts a lot of people off, but that's good. Don't want those people, but it's finding the right people. And if you don't let people know that you offer the services, then they don't know. And it's very different, somebody searching, I want to join a gym, versus somebody just scrolling on their phone, like, oh, this person is a coach or whatever. So anyway, the marketing side of things is a little bit more nuanced. If I say so myself, pretty good at running the ad side of things. So I don't have many followers, but obviously business is doing quite well. But I'm looking at ways of expanding through different means. And I might regret this in the future. And this might be the sort of thing that I look back on and I'm like, I wish I didn't do that. But I'm aware that that is a potential thing to happen. And that is that I don't want staff. Because one of the things with the gym is I did not like having staff. The staff were lovely, but the job changed from coaching to managing people. I have no interest in managing people. So yeah, I think I'm potentially going to need to hire a video editor. I'm seeing how I'm getting on with making the YouTube videos. I don't know how many of the like higher quality informational ones will be out so far, if any. That's one thing. Next thing is, I'm not sure about this one. I might need somebody to manage my inbox, just because it's going to sound real douchey and ridiculous, but I get hundreds of messages a day. I keep on top of it. It's very difficult, and remembering the conversation had with everyone just takes a long time. And a lot of that audience are probably never going to become customers, which is fine, but I need a way to filter that through, because I do still need paying clients at the end of the day. So I might need to get somebody to help me with that. I did speak to somebody about that, but I'm not sure. And then maybe a VA. Anyway, I'm going to the gym now. I don't know how busy the gym will be or whether this will be the end of the video. So either way, I will see you shortly.